Y'all know Beyonce? Okay, so there's a dance that Beyonce does on stage. You ever seen her do that? That's an Igbo dance. That means break the chains of slavery, and the power of the booty means run to your freedom. Igbo is not current day Nigeria, for those of you who don't know. Some of the other tribes are a little obscure. Rada, Nago, Zeppo, Dahomey, Fama, Kumba. The list goes on, but we're not in Africa, we're in the new Padi. We got to combine rhythms together to represent every last one of us. Those rhythms were developed on the plantations in the area out there, known as the plantation rhythm, hence plantation voodoo. Now,
Papa Legba is the deity to approach for crossroads. Maybe not exactly Rampart Street and Canal, more like crossroads in life when you need the attention of the deities. You approach through Papa Legba. Finally made it to Mr. Roby's family store, Conjour, here in the French Quarter at...
I'm actually Roby's cousin, Antoinette. And what I'm going to show you today is our family's generational veve for Baron Simdi. Now, what makes this is a family veve is because of the differentiation between certain aspects of the veve. If you notice, not all of the dots, okay, all of the dots represent a family member. Okay, if you can see, the veve doesn't have a lot of dots, but if you count the dots, there are 50. Now, what makes it a family generational is because of the markings. Okay, if you notice, this one has a little bit of an extra length to the star. All the rest of the stars are perfect. Okay. The lines in the coffin are not always straight. Okay? But this one is perfect. And that's our veve.
Come see about us and where? Tell me the name of the shop. And
come see us at Conjure New Orleans. And if you would like, come take a tour with my cousin.
It means that the ocean mother is pregnant with the world. Ocean mother's pregnant with the world. Now, don't do this one. This is what I was making fun of moms earlier. I said I was gonna make y'all drop it like it's hot. Don't do this, okay? This is just a demonstration. You'll see, like Bianca. You see my cousin, we be dancing, boom, boom, boom. Back to. I'm not gonna make you do that. That's why I said it's just a demonstration.
Under the heading of there was just too much money to be made in the slave trade. From where I am standing, right here in New Orleans, there were with a dozen slave trading firms within an area 2 blocks by 3 blocks. Handing over this stockyard that went on 2 blocks by 3 blocks, and that's what I shall call it, a stockyard, because that is what it was like, is the old U.S. Mint path. Anyone who has seen 12 Years a Slave will know this is the very neighborhood where Solomon Northup was brought and held in the slave pens until he was sold into slavery for 12 years. There was too much money to be made. How much money? So much money. This is the only building where both federal and Confederate currency were printed. Right here in New Orleans was printed the Confederate $10 bill. It was printed in French. The back of the $10 bill said the word 10 in French, namely D-I-X, Dix, or D is how it's correctly pronounced. It was mispronounced as Dix, and then became a Dixie note, and then this very neighborhood is the birthplace of the land of Dixie. And speaking of, there was too much money to be made, where the Four Seasons Hotel is on Bourbon Street and St. Louis, 4 blocks from my house used to be the old French Opera House. The Opera House opened in 1859 for $118,000. Let's go on back to Congo Square. We're ready to do this. In fact, let's second line to Congo Square. That's the Herman Grandma house. The guy who made his money on cotton. We're second lining to Congo Square. We're second line. Second lining past the home of Charles Tawney. His brother was Roger Tawney, the Supreme Court Justice in the case of Dred Scott. By the way, in the last few years, the descendants of Dred Scott and Charles Tawney have met together and they're working on a play about that incident in American history. It's the one that used to be a bank. I told you how much money there was in New Orleans. We're in a second line past the bank. There we go. Let's second line past the home of Mr. Kurzak, who made his money on sugar. This house just sold, by the way, for $3.5 million. About $600 a square foot. Bowie second line past St. Louis Cemetery number 1, where Marie Laveau, the voodoo priestess, was interred. In the Glapion family, too. St. Louis Cemetery number 1. Now we know what we're talking about. Going back to Armstrong Park, second line, where jazz was born. Where jazz was born. With that syncopated West African beat and the cries of helpless souls who would not be ruined, would not be crushed, found strength in each other and their faith in God. Now we understand. We understand what Mr. Roby's talking about and what Miss Bianca is dancing about.
Today at 3 o'clock, our family's going to be over there drumming for our ancestors. It's free to the public. You're welcome to come. You hear the drumming whenever if you're over there in the French Quarter or whatever. Don't worry about like, ooh, do I have permission to come? Just show up. That's all they want you to do is just show up. B's going to be teaching some of the dances that we do. And also, you'll be able to see the rest of my family out here. Also, they'll be doing, what's the name today? They might be doing a ceremony and leaving offerings. Huh? 3 o'clock, mama. Yes, ma'am. And you'll see they may be doing offerings today, which is what y'all saw me. They may be doing that today, so you're welcome to come see all this, okay? All righty. Now, we're going to move on.
Here's in Congo Square. Have I made my point that Mr. Roby and Bianca are not doing something strange or bizarre? This same sense of reaching out in some form of worship appears all over the world.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord, CleiNiece.
Okay, open your eyes, CleiNiece. Come on, baby. Texas Rangers here, Buttons? No, CleiNiece, the Texas Rangers are not here. I knew my voodoo power would work. Okay, CleiNiece, open your eyes. I guess your voodoo powers worked.
Come on, CleiNiece, let's wake up. We're gonna go ahead and call the Uber to take you back to Shady Oaks Seniors Only RV Park and Resort in Bella Chase. You'll be fine, CleiNiece. Stay with me, baby.
Back to Congo Square. Let's talk now about my 7-month AA chip, which I picked up a week before my 61st birthday. I got something to tell you, alcohol. You got nothing. Really? Alcohol? You're gonna beat me? Gin? You know what you are? Very expensive water with some poison in it. You got nothing, pal. Look what I have. I have people who love me. Faith, hope, and love. The greatest of these is love. There's my 7-month chip.